You got a conference coming up in Las Vegas again, another conference for the constitutional sheriffs, and you may be going back to Ruidoso. Larry Pratt was in Ruidoso, and basically had the mayor or somebody stand down on that. So what are your plans there? What's going on with that?
Well, you know that we actually have talked over the last several years about creating a free county, and that it would require somebody being a constitutional sheriff, and that we would actually have constitutional county commissioners working together with a good sheriff
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
Thank you. That's all right. We get cut off a lot here. Go ahead. Keep going, though. Everything's still recorded.
But we would erect the barriers against the encroachments of the national authority and to the pursuit of happiness, or my right to farm my own land how I choose, or my right to sell raw milk. Their policies do not supersede my right to my castle, to my land, to my products, to my business. And that includes any other citizen in this country. So Dr. Ray Seidel, who lives in Lincoln County, New Mexico, which is where's Ruidoso is the county seat for Lincoln County. He's running for sheriff, and he's a constitutionalist, and he's a real patriot, and he's got a lot of courage, and he knows a man who's going to want to live there. But what we really hope, instead of everybody moving there, and I'm sure somebody will want to, that we set the example to others and show everybody how you can be free. You can still be safe and free and get government off your back, and we will live under the premise that unless you're hurting somebody else, government will leave you alone. Period.
You know,
in the story, that is what freedom is, and that is what we are going to do.
China with 4 times our population. There's something wrong there, Richard. There's something wrong there.
Well, you know why we claim to do and make you better. Can you hear me okay? Because
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now. Welcome to Talk Show.
okay.
Almost here.
And now I understand you.
All right, great.
Pound key. If you are not a Talk Show member, press 1, then your PIN was not recognized. Your PIN was not recognized.
Oh, come on.
Being used by another caller. VoIP users.
Yeah, it's me. I'm on there. I'm just trying to get everybody hooked back up here. So hang on a second. I got you in here. Let me see who else we got
you
here.
You got me. You got Matt.
Okay, and I've got.
I can understand.
All right, great. Now let's talk about. I'm back up. I've got one more call to get back up on. Let me see if I can get that, and. Then we'll be recording on every channel. But you can't hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Okay, let me get this. Try to get back up on Talk Show. Anytime I have a relevant guest, I seem to have these problems here. Tell me about Homeland Security, Richard, or what, I don't know, to me, that's simply another edition of the KGB. I mean, the whole Soviet Union has been reformed here in America, it feels like to me, but, of course, you know, I'm one of those conspiracy theorists out there. It's so dangerous.
Well, come on, Clay, you know there's no conspiracies in America. I don't know where you would get that. Now, just because 80% of the people in this country believe that Lee Harvey Oswald did not act alone, that doesn't mean that there's conspiracies in America. And just because Jack Ruby, a known mafioso and a strip bar owner, snuck into Dallas Police Department and killed him in broad daylight in front of everybody, he just did that because he loved JFK so much, and he was mad at Lee Harvey Oswald for killing his president. And so, you know, there's no conspiracies. And just because Watergate was a huge inside job, that doesn't mean there's conspiracies in America. And just because Fast and Furious being the biggest scandal since the JFK assassination, just because the media won't pay any attention to the Fast and Furious scandal, and just because this goes all the way up to the president and it involves murder and perjury and cover-up, and I hate to say the word conspiracy, because that's what we're talking about, but there's no conspiracies in America. But how the Fast and Furious has been covered up and how those guns got down to cartels is absolutely astonishing. And NBC News has dedicated 10 seconds, 10 to this great, horrible scandal. That, you know, they've got to bow down to Barack Obama, or somebody might accuse them of being racist. Because if you call Obama on the carpet for all the horrible things he's done, then everybody will, you're a racist, you know. So Barack Obama's got a free ride from the media, and the reason that freedom of the press is in the First Amendment is because it's a protection. They thought that if it was free, that it would be honest, and that's one place where the founding fathers got it wrong a little bit. They actually depended on reporters being a little bit honest, but it is also where they got it. They believed that sheriffs and public officials, when they swore an oath of allegiance to the Constitution, that they would expect some of us to actually keep that oath. And the problem with America is we don't keep our oath.
Well, you know, I've said that for years. There was no expiration date on that oath I took when I was 17, but you know, it's a little disturbing to come back. You know, we're approaching a stage here that happens every time a communist regime takes over. Anytime a communist regime takes over, they go after three classes of people in order. The farmers first, because they don't want you feeding yourselves. They go after the intelligentsia next, anyone that's smart enough to know what they're doing. And third, they go after the veterans and the police that are still loyal to the old regime. That would be oath keepers, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And that's exactly our point at the exact point that we're trying to make is simply that we will keep our oath, and our convention is addressing that very topic. Will we keep our oath? Will we follow the Constitution? And our whole convention is filled up this time with police officers and deputies and sheriffs and county commissioners and state reps, and we have 130 people coming to Vegas this coming Sunday, so we can celebrate Constitution Day together. We are absolutely having this on Constitution Day, September 17th, all day long, with people who know there is a solution to what's going on in America, that there is a peaceful solution to what's going on, that we can stop the tyranny and abuse of the federal government, that we can stop the NDAA, county by county, sheriff by sheriff, that we can stop Obamacare and the IRS who's going to try to enforce Obamacare and shove this down our throats, of the 10,000 new IRS agents who've been hired by the federal government, and the cost that that will be to the taxpayers, and the cost to freedom that trying to enforce this stupid, ridiculous 2,000-page law that the Congress did not even read before they tried to make it a law. And we can stop this. We will stop this. And this is exactly what we're doing at our convention. Everybody listening to your program today can attend. Come and be part of this. Go to our website, CSPOA, that stands for Constitutional Sheriffs Peace Officers Association, CSPOA.org. And sign up, or just come to Vegas. It's at the South Point, but you can see where it is. You can see about how you can get involved. If you can't come, come anyway. If you really can't come, come anyway. But if you really can't come, then make a donation and get involved in this process, because I'm telling you, the Oath Keeper and the Constitutional Sheriff movement is basically the only solution we have left. And the enforcement of state sovereignty is our job. The federal government is not going to enforce the 10th Amendment. The federal government is not going to enforce states' rights. That's our job, and we must have the courage to do it. So that's where we're at, and that's what we hope to be doing. And
how many sheriffs? Now, a few months ago, it was right after you announced this, and I believe, I don't even know if the convention had happened yet, Joe Biden's son tried to remove the ability to arrest anyone from the sheriff or something like that. Could you clarify that for us? I couldn't believe that, and we are talking.
We're having sheriffs that are being told that they don't have the authority to make arrests, and we're helping a sheriff right now, and he's going to be speaking at our convention. That's Sheriff Jeff Christopher from Sussex County, Delaware.
Okay, the website is CSPOA.org, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And by the way, if your internet wasn't working too well, you couldn't get to a website like Tiny Texas Houses website, the Anonymous attacked GoDaddy, and they shut down a few thousand websites. But yes, I do have the Constitutional Sheriff. By the way, it's been up on the Free American site, Richard, since you started it. The logo and the CSPO has had links to your website.
Well, thanks. That sounds like your great plan. Again, everybody can come. It's open to the public this time. The press is welcome. We're having some live broadcasts on certain radio shows, and we're just really thrilled with all of this, how well it's going.
Now, let me ask you about, you mentioned Fast and Furious. I mean, this is pretty strange. The people that murdered all the agency that murdered all those people at Waco and, I believe, Oklahoma City.
Say that again?
I said the agency, the BATF, that murdered all of those people and those 17 little children at Waco. They were Fast and Furious. So you got the same agency giving guns to drug dealers, and we're also getting reports that the Sinaloa cartel down there is being backed by the CIA. So we've got two rogue agencies, and they're cooperating with each other. Well, here's the guns to protect the drug shipments that are coming up here. And also,
yeah,
this is
the BATF now is the one who was running guns down to the Mexican cartels, and we need to understand how corrupt and scandalous this Fast and Furious thing was. This was actually a move by the president and by Eric Holder and by Hillary Clinton to promote a new fervor and, if you will, a sentiment across the country that we need to have more gun control. So they were going to send all these guns from Arizona down to Mexico, and then after they were used in the commission of all these murders, they were going to say, see, we've got to stop these guns from coming down into Mexico, and the only way we can do that is to have more gun control. Well, luckily, Agent John Dodson blew the whistle on it and said, hey, It's us. It's our own government sending those guns down there. And I thought we were supposed to be stopping this. And lo and behold, it turned out that Eddie Holder had to cover all this up, or it would have been exposed. And indeed, many of the documents that Congressman Issa asked for were completely redacted. And so Eric Holder's been playing the good little soldier for Barack Obama, and he's taking the heat, but he's doing a great job because he has a lot of the media behind him as well. And so, bam, here we are, back in the same old place of wondering what in the hell our own federal government is doing, and it's plain as the nose on your face. They have literally promoted gun distribution to cartels so that they could promote gun control in America. And if it hadn't been for some of these agents blowing the whistle, it probably would have worked. So thank goodness for some honest officers, and we've got it exposed a little bit, but we still have the national media who are in bed with Barack Obama and won't do anything about it.
Richard, let me ask you about a couple of other stories, and I don't believe these have really made it to the mainstream, but we've got local agencies like the Forest Service and being armed with millions of bullets, ammo. They're being given 40 caliber ammo to the tune of 750,000 rounds. These are local agencies. These aren't foreign governments. These are local agencies. What is happening there? I mean, this is scary to me, because you are on the front line. Your peace officers and your constitutional sheriffs are on the line here. Sheriff Arpaio has been threatened. So has the sheriff there in
Phoenix,
Maricopa
yes, County.
Maricopa County. He's been threatened. Arpaio has been threatened a lot of times, and other ones are around there. It seems like the only one that's safe is the sheriff in Tucson. He doesn't do much.
Well, the sheriff from Tucson's, I guess he's got senile and crazy, but he's been there way too long. And Dupnick's kind of a dipstick, and in fact that's what Rush Limbaugh calls him. And I've called him a lot worse. But the thing of it is, we have Sheriff Arpaio, the keynote speaker, on Monday night. So if anybody would like to come and take a picture with Sheriff Arpaio and come and have a great time listening to him, how he's investigating the President of the United States for issuing a fraudulent birth certificate, you can come and hear the evidence. And it's an amazing process. We're really thrilled to have him, and we really are looking forward to this. And again, I want to invite all your listeners, you included, if there's any way any of you can get to Vegas this coming weekend, you really need to be there. You can travel on Sunday, and then you just need a room there at the South Point, and we'll let you come in for any donation you could make, and you're in. You're going to witness such a historic event. You're going to witness that there is a solution, that there is a peaceful solution, that there is something we can do about the NDAA, that there is something we can do to stop Obamacare, and you don't have to wait for the next Republican or Democrat to get elected. You don't have to wait for the next election. We are moving on this now. It's real, it's firm, it's legitimate, it's constitutional, it's lawful, and it's all about state sovereignty and those who would stand and enforce it.
You know, Richard, I've taken part in presidential elections, you know, and tried to make a difference. You can only vote for people that they tell you about. You just tried to run for office here in Texas. Tell me about that. What happened there? What happened there? What were you looking at?
It didn't go very well at all.
Why? Because the press, I would be willing to bet that the press wouldn't cover you.
Well, they didn't cover me, and when the few times that they did, they were going after me. And, you know, Lamar Smith, who I was running against, has big interest in Sony and some of the other big media. One of the guys that interviewed me was Joe Paggs out of San Antonio. Do you know Joe Paggs?
No, I haven't met him yet.
Okay, well, he's a big talk show host. He's the biggest in San Antonio. He also substitutes for Glenn Beck on his radio show.
What's his last name?
So Joe Paggs is huge. You can look him up. And he had me, first he said he would never have me on a show because he loves Lamar Smith. And he basically said it that way. He said, I can have whoever I want to have on, and I like Lamar Smith, and he's doing a good job. So then he finally acquiesced and had me on the show. So he started reading me the riot act. And said, well, why should you be running against a good Republican? You should find a Democrat and try to go after the Democrats so we can get the liberals out of here. And I said, Lamar Smith is liberal. Just because he wears an R name tag doesn't mean he's not liberal. He was named the most liberal Texan from the Heritage Foundation. And I said, for you, support him just because he calls himself a Republican is ridiculous. But anyway, we got into this, and I said, you ought to see all the big time people that are donating to this guy and where he gets all his money, and all the big corporations that are donating to him. And he goes, name me one. And I said, well, one of them is Clear Channel, who owns your radio show. And, you know, he says, yeah, but that doesn't mean we donated. I said, no, your boss did. The people who own your station. I said, is it any wonder you didn't want to have me on? Is it any wonder that you are trying everything you can to make sure I don't get elected because your boss donated $18,000 to Lamar Smith? What is it that your boss wants in return? And so, I mean, the corruption behind this whole campaign and this whole election was more than obvious.
Now, I had heard a rumor. I don't know, since I haven't spoken to you, since I heard it, I don't know yet. But I understood that you'd filed a lawsuit against Southern Poverty Law. Was that true?
The SPOC, Southern Poverty Law Center, yes, I have filed a lawsuit against them, and right now we're in an appeal process because a judge sided with them on a stupid technicality. But right now I would say that the SPOC is winning a little bit. I guess their lawyers are doing a little bit better job than mine, but yeah, I'm kind of a lone ranger fighting these guys, but they know I have them if we can get past some of these technicalities. But absolutely, I am suing the SPOC.
Well, you know, I almost wish that I could join you on that lawsuit. You know, I mean, when I started Free American back in 1994, sat with you in your office,